Alright guys, so what we're gonna do now is while we're in queue, I'm gonna go over the Tom Kench changes and just give you like my general thoughts and stuff like that. I know some people have already kind of seen my general thoughts, but mostly just to condense it and have it into a video format is what I want to do. So basically the changes, for those who don't know what's happening, is going to be the main change is really the W and the R. So basically, if you don't know, the old Devour is now going to be an ultimate ability, and the old Dash ulti will be the W. So primary things to talk about really are kind of like this. So basically, still works the same way where you auto attack somebody and it stacks a debuff on them. Once you get 3 stacks, you can devour them or stun them with your tongue lash. Main things to note though, this is actually a change that kind of feels like got underlooked a little bit, which is that number one, all of Tom Kench's AP ratios are actually really high now. So I actually think that maybe he's an AP bruiser in the future, no joke. So it means that he'll probably be way better as a top laner and a jungler than he is as a support. I don't think he'll actually be played support nearly as much. Main things to note besides the AP ratio is that the Q doesn't slow for 3 seconds anymore, it slows for 2, so that depreciates a lot of his power in terms of setting people up to hit people in your laning phase. But to compensate, he heals for 6% of his missing health on his Q hits. So that means that in his dueling potential, he's really strong if you stack like a decent amount of HP. And you're dueling people with this. So, like, besides the AP ratio, the missing health heal with your Q is actually really huge. But really, the most important thing is this change right here, which is Abyssal Dive, which is, it's the old ulti where it goes down and up. So, what you can see here is actually right here, if you're curious about how the skill works. So, like, you pick a location, it goes down, it goes back up, and anyone that gets hit in it takes AP damage and gets knocked up. It seems like it's pretty easy to hit and a relatively fast projectile, so I think that this will be like a really good way to just like engage on people, jump in on people. So Tom Kench's biggest problem, right, was the fact that even when he was a tank top laner, he couldn't actually like start fights very well. This actually gives him engage tools. Also, he can use his Devour on allies and take them with the ride, but that will use your ultimate. We'll talk about the ultimate like real quick. 1k range, yeah. So it's a bit longer than like most like normal abilities. It outranges that. And then nothing happened to E, which is the thick skin, which is just the gray health. You know, if you take damage, then after damage is done, then it heals you, or you can activate it and then it will give you a protective shield for 2.5 seconds. And then that just goes up with the points in this. Main things to take away really is the healing, the nerf to Q on the slow, but the AP ratios. So see 100% AP ratio here, 70% AP ratio here, and then the Devour right here, which has an AP ratio here and here. So the Devour mechanic still works the same. You stack 3 times on somebody, then you can eat your opponent. Does maximum health for them sitting in your stomach, and you get grounded, so that means you can't flash. You can't flash with anyone inside of you anymore. So that is one thing to note. But if you pick up a teammate, it will also give them a shield. So after being spit out. So you can see right here, there's a shield mechanic for it. So even if your teammate spits himself out after you've eaten them from CC or whatever, they'll have a big shield. So pretty good utility in that sense. But the biggest problem is the cooldown is really long. And the shield scales with AP, so if you have no items like a support, you might find yourself having difficulty like actually getting good shield value in that sense. And 120 seconds, it's not too long for a level 1 spell, but you know, you'll see it in the future in terms of this. My overall thoughts on the changes is these are pretty much changes that will make him a top laner. I think that things like Nashor's Tooth, Omni Vamp, maybe the Glacial item, or the Gauntlet item. Nashor's is really what sticks out to me the most, just because there's so much AP ratio. Demonic might be a good item too. Really, it's just about paying attention to these AP ratios, because I think these AP ratios will probably make them insanely strong. There's really only one health ratio, which is right here on the bonus auto attacks, which I don't think is nearly as big of a deal to mention as all of these. Another thing to note too is the Q, I've been told, increases in range when you get bigger. So it might make Iceborne, the Gauntlet item, actually more of a desirable item, since it actually increases the size of your character. Anyway, guys, that's it. I mean, I feel like for the most part, TAHM KENCH support's kind of in the water. I don't think it'll be very good. I think it'll be a great top laner and maybe potentially a jungler if his clear speed is pretty good. Mostly want to keep an eye out for the AP ratios. I think that Nashor's has a lot of potential on this champion and maybe even other items. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment in the section below and hit that bell and whistle. And I'll see you next time. Peace.